I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes. Welcome to episode 227 of Strap SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, guys, you know where to find us. Head over to Strap SZN Podcast and Strap SZN Pod. Those are our Twitter pages and Instagram pages, and that will tell you where we're situated at streaming-wise. So make sure you go and do that for us so you can get the audio links and the visual links as well. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. Make sure you do that for us, guys. Like, subscribe, leave us a comment. Thank you very much. Flowz, I trust you're good. You know why we're here today.
Yep, let's get into it.
Let's get straight into it, man. We're here to discuss the aftermath of the Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk 2 fight, which we were treated to just yesterday, Flowz. So it's still fresh in our minds. Still marinating. First things first, Flowz, I want to say, I guess you got the correct prediction, so well done to you. But I also want to say, Flowz, just what a cracking fight that was. What a perfect fight to end the year on, right, Flowz? Because this is the last fight of the year that we're going to talk about, really and truly. The last big card. So it was fitting that the year ended like this, Flowz, I think, in just such a beautiful manner. I thought this fight was brilliant, Flowz. High level, high octane chess match. Two of the very best that the sport has to offer in heavyweight division, and just in boxing in general, pulling it all on the line, Flowz, and treating us to a wonderful spectacle. So yeah, I really enjoyed yesterday's fight, Flowz. It's funny enough, I probably enjoyed this fight more than the first one. The first one obviously had that special moment, Flowz, in the ninth round. But overall, this fight I enjoyed more. So yeah, Flowz, it was really fascinating for me. I know we watched it together, so I know you enjoyed it as well. And end of the day, Flowz, it has to be a winner. There's winners and losers in sport. Okay. And the white man, in my opinion, Flowz, won. And I guess your opinion too. We'll get onto that later. Let's just, I guess, discuss the fight, Flowz, the preamble, that kind of stuff. Preamble this time, Flowz, is a bit different to this time. I think a lot was talked about how Tyson Fury was different, right, Flowz, in this preamble. He wasn't as, let's say, blasphemous. He wasn't as rude. And I guess it's easy to say that maybe the defeat to Usyk the first time humbled him, right, Flowz? So he was seemed a lot more focused, Flowz. A lot less silly antics, a lot more razor focus. I'm going to do a job. What make of you, Flowz, of the weigh-ins? And we've seen that Fury is coming at a career high weight. Did that automatically? Do you think, oh, I already know what the change of tactics is going to be, or did you not really play into that?
So really, I didn't really tune into too much of the preamble. I'll be honest. Didn't watch the press conferences, but obviously following boxing, I saw enough. So I've seen some of the talk from Fury sounded meaner, sounded more serious, like he meant business. Like you say, less dismissive of Usyk, but more aggressive. It was what I take from it. He was like, I want to deal with you. I want to show you this time. Did I see he's coming at a career heaviest? Is it career heaviest or?
I think so. I think I heard someone say it was career heaviest.
Yeah, it sounds like it was career, which is crazy. But it showed me what exactly he came to do. Sit down on punches. I expected him to lean, rough Usyk up in there, spoil him, just try and be a bully in there is what I expected with that weight change. That he's going to do less of the dancing and showboating, but going to plant his feet and really try to get Usyk out of there. So I was like, interesting approach. Don't know if that gives him an advantage or disadvantage in any way, but it's all chess, right? It's all tactics. Whoever can execute the game plan better. Yeah. So it made for an interesting change in terms of how people are going to start to view this. I think.
For sure. Yeah, likewise, Floyd. I didn't take I wouldn't sit down and watch any full press conference videos. I didn't even watch this 11-minute face-off that they did, apparently.
Yeah,
I just saw clips and pieces, but you're right. You could definitely tell from the off that Fury, like I said, was a lot more serious, different demeanor, meant business. I did when I did find out the weight flows. I said to myself, okay, yeah, because we questioned, what his tactics would be, what the change of tactics would be if he was to do one, and the change of weight kind of told me straight up that okay, cool. Him coming in so heavy means that he's going to try and attempt to perhaps walk Usyk down and try and be the bully in there, which is something that obviously we've alluded to that he can and is capable of doing, and something that we called for him to do anyways.
Mhm.
So fight that comes now, Flows, and it's a fast start from both guys.
Yep.
It's a fast start from both guys, but you can see straight away it's a difference. Whereas Fury before was the first fight was on the back foot quite quickly. This fight Flows first couple rounds, he was on the front foot. He was one looking to push the pace and walk Usyk down. And so I'm there thinking, yes, okay, good. We're seeing a difference. We're seeing a change of tactics here. We can quite clearly see what the game plan is. Fury has tried to get the jab going on the outside whilst walking forward Flows. And Usyk, as we know, Flows, never want to be shut up, responded in kind and started banging to the body quick and early, fast and early. So both fighters' Flows started quickly, which is what I like to see. But it was the change in tactics from Fury, which I was enjoying because it's like, okay, look, you've got the superior size and reach here. Get the jab going. Try and walk this man down a little bit. Try and put him on the back foot for once. And, you might have some more success. And to me, it was successful, Flows, because I gave Fury some of the earlier rounds, right, Flows? So I'm liking what Fury's doing. I think that third round was Fury's best round, Flows. That's that round where he was really like, even though it was all back and forth still, he was one looking at it to land and throw. He was throwing the big shots and landing the big shots more compared to Usyk. So yeah, man, I'm sure at that point, Flows, the game plan for Team Fury at that point is good. But what do we say, Flows? After that third round, Usyk at the end of the third round kind of smiled and nodded at Fury. And we were saying, like, Usyk, knowing Usyk the way we do, anytime he feels like he's been outworked, he might have lost a round, he always comes to the back to the next round on smoke. And Flows that fourth round, that's exactly what he did. He was laughing. He came out firing, backed Fury up real quick with a double, triple jab, and started firing off his combinations. From a tactical standpoint, Flows, it looked like Usyk was obviously investing into the body really early and really banging to the body, which I think told in the end, to be fair, when we get to the later stages of the fight. Whilst Fury's tactic really was try and time Usyk as he came in, Flows, with the big heavy shots, whilst also trying to keep him jabbing him as well, and just trying to counter him a little bit, Flows, whilst also trying to walk him down. That was sort of the early stage tactics, Flows. But yeah, I just want to stress, listeners, this was a back and forth fight. Every round kind of ebbed and flowed, Flows, and it was all close, right? Every round was close, even from the early stages.
Yeah.
And if I let you jump in, Flows, I knew, Flows, so from early that scoring wise, this is going to be a mess. Because how am I seeing everyone's got different results for the round? I'll be in my group chat saying, oh, I think that was a Fury round. And people will say, no, I gave that to Usyk. And some people say it's Usyk round, and I'll say I'll give it to Fury, vice versa. So I already know from the third round, I said this scoring is going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Because it's so close. Every round is so razor sharp.
Yeah, I mean, we were sat next to each other and we had different scoring after 3 rounds. Our group chat was a mess. Look, like you say, I think the beauty of this fight overall compared to the last fight is every round was really competitive. It was close. Mm-hmm. Every round was really close. I think you said it while we were watching. It depends what you like more, what you like to see.
Yeah.
Whereas the last fight, you had rounds which were decisive
Yes.
Fury rounds and
Yes.
decisive Usyk rounds. Even though the fight was close in the sense that it's even split in rounds, or sense it's a close split of rounds. This one was each individual round was close. So this fight was harder to score than the last fight I found, and that was there were some close rounds in that one, but this one nearly every round was close. I liked what Usyk was doing. I think his intention and his intent to the body was clear early on. His footwork, his movement was superb as always. I can't say enough about that. But what I like to see was him starting super fast. Usyk typically 2-3 rounds, but I guess they just picked off right where they left off.
Yeah, they know each other so well, Flowz. They can just,
They picked off right where they left off, and I think they both wanted a more decisive victory this time round. So they wanted to get right to work. So yeah, while I liked what both guys were doing, I see Fury trying to work off the jab. Usyk also firing a jab into the body, trying to work on the inside, trying to get in and out. Competitive and super close and high IQ chess. Thoroughly enjoyable. You couldn't really walk away and look away. You had to pay attention for this one.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And Flowz, it was quite clear to me that obviously Fury was really going for a knockout, to be honest, Flowz. I feel like the way he was throwing his punches with mean intentions, and obviously the extra weight as well, the extra size, I feel like he wanted to really be a bit of a bully in there and try to stop Usyk. We've talked about how rematch Fury tends to be crazy. In terms of look at Wilder. When he rematched Wilder, he went in there and became the aggressor, and he ended up stopping Wilder. Chisora as well. I think when he rematched Chisora, he ended up beating him up and getting him out of there as well. So I think that was the intention here. But it's Usyk, Flowz, and he's such a hard guy to win rounds against convincingly, Flowz, because he constantly is throwing. He's constantly active, and if you land a good shot, he will then look to throw 2 or 3 more back. And as Fury's having a success, Flowz, I'm just seeing the fact that he's having to work really hard to, I guess, come away with the rounds, right? Because, what would happen, Flowz, would be Fury would start the round really, really well for the first minute and a half. And then the next minute and a half, Usyk responds and comes back. So because it was so close competitive, Flowz, like you said, it was super, super hard to score. But towards the middle portions now, Flowz, we see a bit of a shift in momentum because Fury's output starts to slow dramatically. And I think that's a part due to the extra weight, to be honest, Flowz. Obviously, he was very active in the first couple rounds, throwing a lot of punches. He actually out-threw Usyk on the night. But also, Flowz, that body work that Usyk was doing, he was really banging to the body, which was surprising for us because we all thought that Fury would be the one that will really go to the body a lot for this fight. But it was actually Usyk that was banging to the body a lot. And then when we've seen Fury's output drop, Flowz, I think that's when Usyk then started to turn the tide really momentum-wise. And for me on my card anyway, started to bank a lot more rounds. Still close, don't get me wrong, but he started to get these rounds, Flowz. And I was saying, I think Fury needs a second wind here because Usyk is really starting to really get in the ascendancy. He's getting a lot of confidence, and he's winning round after round after round for me on my scorecard, Flowz. But as the great Stu, Flowz, Fury had his little rally. He then got his second win. He came back as well. So it was just that, listen, really was that kind of fight. This wasn't a fight that was full of knockdowns, right, Flowz? I can't say any fight was truly in trouble in there. I think both fighters landed flush, but the chins held up. It was just more of a case of a high-level IQ, as you said, chess match, Flowz, between 2 boxers in their prime, 2 elite boxers. And as you said, Flowz, unfortunately, someone has to lose. Unless they draw it, somebody has to lose. And Flowz, let's talk about, I guess, the scoring, decision, and that kind of stuff. So,
yeah,
because obviously this being a back and forth fight, Flowz, as you've said many times already, Flowz, this was super, super hard to score. Like, there were so many rounds, Flowz, where I could have given 10-10.
yeah.
But I've said it on this pod before, I don't like giving 10-10s. I feel like it's a cop-out. I try my hardest to try and score a round for a fighter. But because these rounds were so close, Flowz, it's like, what the hell? So when it's like that, Flowz, and when it's super close, as opposed to where there's a clear winner in a round, as I said, Flowz, it purely comes down to what you prefer. Judges, us judging at home, what do you prefer? Do you prefer, as you said, there's many ways to score a fight, Flowz. Some people like aggression, constant activity, effective punching, hurting your opponent. All these sort of come into effect when you're scoring a fight, Flowz. So when the rounds are super close, it purely depends on what you prefer, Flowz. And to me now, it's gotten to the end of the fight, Flowz, and I've got it Usyk by 1 round on my personal scorecard. Usyk by 1 round. You, Flowz, I know you had it, by 4? You had the same as the judges, right? 116, 112. Yeah. Funny enough, I had the exact same scorecard as AJ. So I think that was, 115, 114. And I did give a draw round for one of the rounds. But yeah. So with that being said, the decision's been read out now. And it's a UD, 116, 112 on all 3 of the judges' scorecards, all in favor of Usyk. And to be honest, Flowz, I wouldn't have been mad at a draw. I think a draw would have been fine. Even if you gave it to Fury, I don't think I'll be mad at that because Flowz, it's close. And as we said, it depends on what you prefer. Some people might prefer the work Fury did. So I'm not mad at nothing, whether it comes to whether it's a draw or whether it's a Fury win. But there was a bit of, I think, uproar, I guess, from Team Fury, specifically Frank Warren, who was there parading that little scorecard. Streets are saying that he's still holding that scorecard up, Flowz, going around to every house in Saudi, telling them it's a mockery. But yeah, they're saying that the 116, 112 is too wide. I actually had it closer, Flowz, but you had it 116, 112. Oh. Do you want to sort of, I guess, explain to listeners why, I guess, Flowz, you feel like 116, 112 actually isn't too wide at all? Like in this situation, it's actually not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not because, like I said, the rounds were close. So it's not a case of, I know the optics makes it look like, Usyk won wide.
Washed him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how the scoring works. He won rounds marginally. It's as simple as that.
Yes. But essentially, someone has to win.
Yeah. So you're scoring it round by round, and whether he wins a round by a punch, let's say every round by a punch, and it's a close fight, the scorecard, let's say he's won every 120 to 108. It's possible to 120 someone, 108 someone by
and still be a close competitive fight.
Yeah, because they just nick every round.
So that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
So when you see the scorecards and say, that's wide. Well, yeah, okay, but it's still a close fight. It doesn't change whether it's a close fight or not. So for me, I could have given some 10-10 rounds. I think initially there was possibly 3 rounds in there where I thought, right, I've said, right, that could be a 10-10.
But how many times we look at each other and say, who did you give that round to? I don't know if I could give that round to anyone.
Yeah.
So many times.
Someone have a good start at the start of the round. Someone have come on strong end of the round. Someone will land a big punch. I've told you listeners how I score. I break it into the 3 minutes, first minute, someone, second minute, third minute, and then kind of aggregate it like that. And it was tough. It was tough. So look, I could have had it. I had it, 116, 112. I could easily come in and say I had it 116, 113 and chuck in a 10-10 round there. I think the first round should probably be a 10-10 round. It was that close. I gave it to Usyk though. And now look, it could be I said this to you, it could be some bias involved where you have close rounds and you think, I just like what this fighter does or like what this fighter done, so I give him the round. That could play a factor. But look, all the judges saw it the same. I thought Usyk landed more in each round, and I liked his work in terms of going to the body. I think the body work might have gone unnoticed by some people. I know everyone's score is different, but I like to factor in body work. And we for the first time in boxing, we've had this AI judge as not part of the actual official scorecards, but unofficial AI judge, which tracks body movements and body punches. And that score was even wider.
Even wider. AI had it 118, 112.
Yeah. Now,
look, Flowz, however you want to cut and dice it, whether it's by 1 round or by 4 rounds, the bottom line is, for example, Flowz, the judges saw it for Usyk. We saw it for Usyk. Mine was 1 round, yours was 4 rounds. Still, bottom line is, we said Usyk won. So I think the right man won, Flowz, on the day. Simple.
And look, I saw Frank Pot. Go back to Frank Pot. He was parading the score sheet. I don't know why he was holding it. I don't know why.
I've never seen that before. This guy, so he had it at the interview.
I feel laminated.
He had it in ring, and then outside the ring with like the media, he had it, and then the post-fight press conference, sitting down, he had it. That's what the streets are saying. He's still parading it. He's still holding it up.
we didn't do this before. I think with Dubois, when Dubois had an injury.
Oh yeah.
The eye injury. And it wasn't. It was a different card. A whole other card. He had the medical report in his hand, and he was parading that around. Frank was funny, but for me, he made the point that the judges had it scored different rounds for Fury.
Yeah, and he said that one judge in the last 7 rounds didn't give a single round to Fury.
Yeah.
So he said
the judges had, and I looked at the judges' scorecards. I looked at it closely. I think they all agreed on 2 rounds. All 3 of them agreed on 2. I think so. I think that's what it is. And then
it was just different 2 rounds.
The other 2. Yeah. So I was like, okay, let's give every judge that scored a round for Fury, let's give them all that rounds. Let's unify the scorecards. At best, Fury would have got a draw. He would have got 6 rounds. Like if they gave him you gave him this round, this round, this round. You gave him this round and this round as well, and this round and this round. At best, he would have got is a draw. It weren't that. So I don't know what argument he's playing. Look, I would be happy with a draw. Well, my scorecard's a bit wider, but a draw would have been okay for me.
Yeah, I would have been calm with a draw.
Draw would have been okay. I felt Usyk won.
Even if they gave it to Fury, I wouldn't have been too mad. I'd be like, you know what? Close fight.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be screaming I'll be like, nah, personally, I feel like Usyk won, but I'm not mad that if they gave it to Fury because you might have just preferred his work.
I'd argue it. I'd make the case. I'd make the case for why I thought Usyk won, but I wouldn't be like robbery.
Yeah. It's like Povetkin Bivol flows. We were strong in our opinion saying we felt Bivol won.
Yeah.
But I can make the case as to how you can see Povetkin won. I'll be so real. I can make the case.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Flo. I mean, Fury was livid. He said he thought he's won both fights. He cut out after the ring. He didn't do the interview. He said his second fight, he felt like he'd been rubbed on against Usyk. He made the point to say that he had him on the back foot the whole night. That's not true.
Not true.
We watched the fight. So I don't know what you're saying the whole night. You had him on the back foot for the first couple rounds. Then he turned the tide and had you on the back foot. So that is the honest truth.
I'll tell you now, Usyk's back never touched the ropes once.
Yeah.
Fury's back touched the ropes, but he was quick to get off it, but his back touched the ropes.
Yes.
He was pinned in the corner a few times.
Yeah.
Usyk's back never touched the ropes, never pinned, always moving, always pivoting. Yeah. So I don't know what he was on.
So yeah, that's not true. He didn't, like I said, he didn't have him on the back foot the whole night. Look, I feel for the dude. You go through however long this camp is, not seeing your wife and kids, right, Flows. You actually fight better than what you did. He fought better in this fight than he did in the first fight. And don't get me wrong, in the first fight, he fought well. But he fought even better this fight. He raised his game and level, Flows. This is one of the best performances that Fury's probably put out. And it still wasn't enough. That's got to be tough.
Yeah.
But you have to accept the fact that this guy, Usyk, is generational, Flows. Generational. We've not seen something like this before.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. That's the bottom line. It's tough, but yeah, that's sports for you. There's always a winner and loser.
Usyk raised his game this fight.
Yep.
To me, watching, it seemed like Fury couldn't fully solve the Usyk puzzle. I
just think a guy like Usyk has Fury's number.
Yeah. He just could, because he showed his IQ in there, Fury, because he gave several different looks.
Yes.
He changed his game plan. He tried different things. He switched
the front foot, back foot.
The leading on him.
Eventually, he got round to the big boy tactics of
holding,
gripping,
leading on him, pushing it back.
I feel like that could have come sooner, but he still showed it, and Usyk still dealt with it. Let's be real.
Exactly, and it didn't work. So he switched it again. He started going to invest into the body more. That's probably started too late. Invest into the body more. Had some good success with that. But Usyk again. Didn't let him get away. Didn't let him let him run away with it.
To me, the reason why Usyk won this fight, Flows, I think Tyson Fury had his moments, and they were good moments. But Usyk was continuous throughout.
Yeah.
Constant activity, constant busyness, constantly throwing, constantly landed at a good, accurate clip. His consistency throughout the fight, Flows, every single round, to me, is what won it. Yeah. Teddy Atlas put it perfectly, Flows. Fury was throwing 1-2 combinations. Usyk will respond with 5 combinations. Combination of 5-6. That was the difference. That's the difference of a night, Flows. That's it. Yeah. His conditioning and his activity won him the fight.
Yeah.
That's it.
You see when Fury had success, Usyk
Straight away.
took that right back from him.
Straight away.
So when you're scoring,
and the opposite, by the way, on the opposite, I was shouting and saying, Usyk will have his success. I'm saying Fury, respond now.
And Fury will be waiting.
And Fury waiting. Because if it's Usyk, he's already responded with four punches.
He's not waiting.
That's the difference.
So anytime Fury had his success, Usyk would gain his own success. Anytime
straight away.
Usyk was first with success, there'll be no response really. There'll be some waiting. There'll be some period of waiting, and now it's like, okay, that's Usyk's. That exchange
Usyk
is Usyk's.
Yeah.
And Usyk will go again. And go again, and then maybe Fury will have the success, and then Usyk, nope, I'm right back on you.
Yeah.
So when you look at the skill of boxing, not just the ability and in-ring skill, also mastery of the system of the game, the judging. He makes it incredibly difficult for you to score against him, for you to give. That's a separate skill in itself. Mastery of the judges. People like Bivol. It's the very best thing you're good at. Bivol, Usyk, mastery of the judges or the system, the game, as how I say it. Okay, you have success. Nope. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Near the end of the round, I'm on to you. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. He's so hard to win, and he's been doing this for his entire career, Flowz. And it's so hard to win rounds against this guy because he does that. Yeah. Because he's constantly on you, Flowz, and he's constantly throwing punches. That's what makes this guy tough. Like, I'm in there almost, even though he's boxed his heart out and boxed superbly, I'm almost feeling sorry for Fury because it's like, there's nothing you can do with this guy. There's actually nothing you can do. Like, I can see you, I can see you're trying, my guy. I can see it. But this guy is going to keep on going. And to win, look, to beat this guy, Flowz, you have to put this guy you have to put him down. You have to put this brother in the dirt. I can't lie. You have to put him in the dirt. And as you've seen, Flowz, he ain't touched canvas. He's never been knocked down. So his chin is already a mad thing. So that's the only way you're going to beat this guy. You have to stop him. Because he will constantly be active. He will constantly be busy. And if he sees that you've stepped it up, he will go up another gear straight away.
Yeah.
Instantaneously. There's no way.
Even when he's been hurt, he somehow finds a way to up it. It's something.
And the next round, you come back on even more smoke. Like it's an elite mentality, Flows from an elite fighter. Definitely one of the best we've ever seen. Yeah. What more can we say about Usyk, man? His
mentality, his ability, his footwork, his head movement, his punch selection, his IQ. Yeah. Honestly, he's already in the discussions for all-time greats.
100%. And they won't give it to him in terms of all-time great heavyweight. They won't give it to him probably because
I'm talking all the boxing. I'm talking all boxing.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely all boxing.
I'm talking all boxing, all weight divisions.
Look at the resume. From cruiserweight to heavyweight.
From amateur.
AJ. Huh? From amateur. Amateur. The gold medals. European, Olympic, Worlds, whatever, however you want to name it, done that. Came to cruiserweight, messed everyone up. Came to heavyweight, messed everyone up twice. Usyk, Joshua, twice. Fury, twice. He's never fought in Ukraine, by the way. It's always away days. Yeah, man. What can you say? What more? How much more lyrical can we wax about this guy, man? Like it's crazy.
There's nothing more for him to achieve as well. That's what's crazy. He's competing in boxing.
Oh no, Josh. There's Flowz. There's the Daniel Dubois rematch.
That fight's easy for him. Shout out to Dubois, man.
When Dubois came in, we were crying. We was crying. His little rehearsed line. I want my revenge, Usyk, for that robbery. Where's Frank?
Yeah, Dubois funny. I don't even want to crash it. He was killing me. But look, if that's the fight next, fair. I think it's look, let me not write off the bar again, but I think it's an easy fight for Usyk. Usyk stopped him.
Let's not write off Joseph Parker first and foremost.
Yeah. Exactly.
The bar better focus. I can't lie. Focus on Joseph Parker because you could lose that.
Yeah, and I'm sure Dubois is focused. I think he's on this whole trying to boost his name thing, which is fair play to him.
Cute.
doing a good job. Perfect time to jump in if you want to boost your name, got his name in the discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for me, like, he's achieved everything he needs to achieve. I don't need to see the Dubois rematch personally. There's no one out there there's no one out there that want to see him fight. I'll be so real. I would like him to retire now, man. I would like him to retire. Sail off into the sunset. He's made a lot of money. He's won a lot of fans. We've all seen on the grand stages now how elite this guy is. I remember when we first discussed Usyk and when he first came on our radar, bro. And we said this is the guy to clean up the cruiserweight division. We pinpointed him from early.
Yeah. Yep.
Never would I ever expected him in my wildest dreams, bro, that he would end up here.
Yeah.
At the top of the tree. Not like I knew cruiserweight he was gonna clean everyone up. I knew that.
That was a given.
That was a given. We said this guy from Ukraine is serious. He's the next one. But I didn't think he'd do. And the manner he's dispatched these heavyweights, the way he's beaten Joshua and Fury, wow. So yeah, for me, I want him to retire. There's nothing more to achieve. Your legacy is cemented. Go off into the sunset. But apparently his manager was saying that he doesn't want to retire. He wants to carry on boxing. So yeah. If that's the case, someone step up to the plate.
So you look, he's 37 now. He's shown no signs of decline, in my eyes.
No, he hasn't.
No signs whatsoever of decline. Now let's say he goes on to lose. Does that damage the praise and acclaim
to the casuals it will, but to me no.
Yeah. If Dubois goes and stops him.
Dubois went and stopped AJ. We didn't think that was possible, so it's heavyweight boxing. Heavyweight boxing. Nah, look, just because he lost to whoever doesn't take away from the way he beat my man twice and my other man twice.
Yeah.
So like that's not a fluke. He did it twice.
Yeah.
With both guys. So no, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't. Look, the greats lost. Lennox lost multiple times. So yeah, man, the greats lose. All the greats lose.
Yeah, I agree.
The casuals will use it as a way to say,
he's finished. Hype job.
They won't say that one. They can't say that one.
I promise you, they can. Because all they have to do is start diminishing the people he's beat. That's what AJ's finished. Yeah. Fury's finished. Yeah, the bar wasn't ready. Chisora, this cruiserweight was nothing. This is what they do. I've seen it too many times. Start diminishing people.
That wasn't a finished Fury, boy.
Yeah, it wasn't.
That wasn't a finished Fury, bro. Fury looked good in there. Fury did look good, dude. Like I said, Fury boxed superbly.
I agree with you.
It's just, yeah.
But I've seen people do this.
Yeah.
Start diminishing people after a loss. Anyway, yeah. Usyk's right up there, man. Right up there with all timers.
Yeah. Look, man. End of the day, the right man won. There was no robbery. Scorecards, could look wide, but when you look at it, the fact that we score things round by round, and you understand that these are all close rounds, so you just based on what you prefer, that's how you score it. You understand why some people would have seen it as 8-4. I even saw some people say 9-3. So generally, based on what you prefer, again, they're close rounds, nip and tuck rounds, man. It happens. I'm just happy we got treated to this fight. This was better. Was this better than the first fight to you as well? Or do you prefer the first one?
Yeah. I think this was. I enjoyed both.
Yeah, both fights were good.
I think the first one more dramatic, obviously.
Oh yeah, that moment. Yeah.
This one was super high Q. I enjoyed both. I wouldn't want to see a rematch, but I enjoyed both.
Yeah, I don't need to see a third fight. It's conclusive now.
Yeah.
And he's the king of the game, man. Alexander Usyk. Salute. Big salute. Just quickly Flowz. Let's quickly touch upon, I guess, two fights on the card that we can quickly just brush upon. First of all, we're talking about heavyweights Flowz. I think both heavyweights fights we're going to talk about, but we're talking about the future as well. 19-year-old Moses Atama, I want to give him a special shout out, Flowz. This was seen as a big step up against this Dempsey and McKean guy. Meant to be a big step up. Obviously, a lot has been made about Atama and his size currently, which is not like a natural heavyweight size and physique. but he destroyed McKean in 1 round, obliterated him. Just an amazing display of fast hands, combination punching, angles. Destroyed McKean. Dropped him the first time, it was nasty. Dropped him even heavily in the second time, sat him down, and that was all she wrote. Yeah, he's been tipped as the next big thing, right? And we've pinpointed him early as well. We said this guy is very, very good. He's the future. For me, there's no need to rush him, bro. He's only 19. No need to rush him. He's got plenty of time. Let him develop. Let him fill out more. Pause. And yeah, man, he can be a very, very scary prospect once he finishes growing and doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, but very happy with what I'm seeing so far. What about you, Flowz? Do you enjoy the time's performance?
Yeah, I did. Look, he seems like he wants to move quickly, but he has the luxury of time on his side. He can wait everyone out, really. He can buy his time and get there. I think when we've talked about the British scene, the up and coming heavyweights, he's probably the one we have the most stocks invested in.
He's the one. No, you know what? He's the only one that has. I'll be honest, he's the only one that has stocks invested in.
Yeah.
Okay, now I've got a bit of stock in Wardley and Adelaide, but that's for more entertainment purposes. But in terms of serious boxing, Atan was the only one I rated.
Yeah, skill wise, I think it's clear that he's the most talented skill wise, and he's young, he's hungry. You can say skill wise, there's people who've been in Olympics, but he's the most talented. Look, I didn't think Dempsey McKean was that much of a step up. I'll be real. The only time I've seen Dempsey McKean was against Hrgovic.
Compared to a Marius Whyte, Flowz, yes. You
can say that, but Marius Whyte I'm more familiar with than Dempsey McKean.
But Whyte.
It's a finished whack. It's a finished whack.
Very finished whack.
It's a finished whack, but Dempsey McKean got himself in position for a Hrgovic fight, done okay. But even then, it was almost like this is a cherry for Hrgovic.
Yeah, it was.
It's just a keep busy fight for Hrgovic. It was a keep busy fight for Hrgovic. In my eyes, I hadn't heard of Dempsey McKean. So I saw people saying, yeah, big step up. And yeah, it is a step up. But how big of a step up is if I'm not too familiar with McKean? And I'm not even going to give Dempsey credit because he tried to get up from that second knockdown. And he did get up. But his corner was already in the ring. Towel was in.
They threw him a towel and then they tried to enter the ring. And they were there, the ref waving, said, "Oh no!"
The ref was there counting.
His corner felt for the fighter's life there, boy. They were fearing for his life. The way they were trying,
because it was a big knockdown.
Yeah, heavy.
The way he went down, it looked like he wasn't getting up. He
folded like a futon.
He looked like he wasn't getting up, but immediately he was up at 6.
Yeah. And
I was like, what? So I'm gonna give him all the credit in the world because he's no. Yeah, that's hot right there. But shout out Moses Atoma. He's on a lot of people's radars now.
Yeah.
He's on a lot of people's radars now. 100%. So lock in. If you ain't locked in.
We done told you.
Yeah, keep learning. That's the most important thing though. Keep learning.
Yeah.
But he's good. He's good.
Very good, yeah. Speaking of heart, Flowz, I had no idea that this fight had so many people anticipating this, but even my brother was like, "Yo, like before the fight game, I can't wait for this Romford Bull versus Dave Allen scrap," because apparently everyone, even my boy today, when I spoke about it, he said, "Yeah, that's the fight he was looking forward to as well," and purely because of the fact that everyone knew what they were gonna get with this fight, a scrap, not very technical, just a pure scrap. Obviously, I was there saying, "Oh, Dave Allen in 2024, yeah, Johnny Fisher should handle this quite comfortably." Boy, see, we didn't watch it live, but we saw obviously the aftermath, and then we went in to watch it. But boy, was it not comfortable, Flowz. When people are there saying that Dave Allen got robbed, I was there saying, no way, surely not. And then they're telling me that Johnny Fisher got dropped and wobbled multiple times. I was like, huh? So obviously, you was like, okay, yeah, we got to watch this. Off for the main event, we went back and watched this fight. And it started off good on Johnny Fisher's end, right, bro? He was, to be honest, he was first 4 rounds, he was beating up Dave Allen quite comfortably, using his superior, I guess, footwork, movement, punch selection, really banging to the body. He was really, really It was one-sided, to be honest. Early on, it was very, very one-sided for me. And we're both questioning, thinking, where people are saying this is robbery. So where's it coming from? Because right now, this guy's in complete control and he looks comfortable. But with each passing round, bro, we're seeing that Dave Allen is kind of sucking Johnny Fisher slowly into like a little dogfight. Like he's making it uglier. He's doing the rough stuff, the hitting in the clinches, the grabbing and punching as well. So slowly but surely, we're seeing the signs of Johnny Fisher being dragged into a place he doesn't want to go to. He was comfortable boxing on the outside and just peppering Dave Allen from the outside. Dave Allen's very static, does not much, in fact, no head movement really. He sort of plods forward. So he was comfortable, doing that from the outside. But as Dave Allen started to apply pressure and started to really get to him and getting in close, he was making it ugly and dirty into a little scrap. And you could see that Johnny Fisher was becoming uncomfortable. And the issue here is when you're landing bombs on a fighter and it's not having any effect, that's a sort of pressure mentally. Because it's like, rah, what do I have to do to put this guy away? And we're seeing this guy's getting closer and closer and closer. It's wearing me down physically and mentally. And then we see it was in the clinch. They've broken from the clinch now, Flowz. And Dave Allen's landed a quick, short, I think, right hook. And it's dropped Johnny Fisher. I think this is the fifth round. The fifth round. Dropped him. Johnny Fisher's gotten back up, but you can see his legs are a mess. Absolute mess. And then from there, this fight turned into something else, man. No technique, no IQ. Sergio Romero summed it up perfectly. He said, this is not a boxing match. This is a bar fight. Both these guys, every time Dave Allen landed something substantial, Johnny Fisher's legs went. His legs never truly recovered with it at all in this fight. So he was wobbly-legged for most of the fight. But whilst he was wobbly-legged, Dave Allen's there punching himself out. So he's tired and fatigued. And this is when Johnny Fisher's able to get some of his work off and land his shots. But he's also got no balance when he's throwing. So it's all wobbly. You're seeing both these guys lean on each other. Flowz, from the fifth round, there was no technique in this fight. It was a sloppy slugfest. And that's what the people came to see. That's what they came to see. That's what excited them. That's what got the crowd going. Or from I guess people from back home were watching. And I'm there thinking this is a terrible fight technically. But I can see why it's exciting because it's just bombs away. One guy's fatigued and can barely stand. Another guy has got no legs. And every time he gets hit hard, he can barely stand. And just throwing these haymakers. There was one period for us when they were just leaning on each other for like 2 minutes, I swear. And the referee was letting all this go, by the way. So yeah, man, it was that kind of fight.
Yeah. For me, I wasn't too interested in this fight. I really thought this was a cherry for well, not a cherry. That's what harsh to say called Dave Allen a cherry. But I thought it was just a fight to boost Johnny Fisher's name and get him another nice win. Because Dave Allen, like you say, in 2024, a guy who's retired from taking too many punches in sparring, called it quits for getting stopped in sparring on his feet. So yeah, a guy who's taking punishment. You don't really show too much hunger for boxing. So I thought Johnny Fisher is going to coming of age kind of thing after the Babbage win. Yeah. And look, for the first 4 rounds, sweet, lovely, piecing up Dave Allen. But what he was allowing him to do was rough him up. Literally allowing the dark arts to happen to him. Allowing Dave Allen to punch him in the clinch and punch the back of his head, the side of the head in clinches. No head movement, non-existent almost, and allowing Dave Allen to land overhand Whytes every now and then. And he's run around, landing it. He's really swinging and he's landing it. Just not being savvy enough to deal with the experience and these wide shots. And eventually, it came to bite him. And he got caught with a shot in the fifth that he never fully recovered from. And yeah, like you say, it turned into a bar fight. But shout out to Johnny Fisher, I think we wanted to say, showed mad heart. His legs were gone, but he was still throwing, still fighting. Yeah, throwing a lot. It just weren't hurting Dave Allen. Run it back. I saw people screaming robbery.
Yeah.
I think Dave Allen has learned a lot from this fight. She has to have learned a lot from this.
Johnny Fisher?
Yeah, Johnny Fisher's learned a lot from this one. Yeah, and he has to come back and not allow Dave Allen to drag him into that type of fight and get off those punches in the clinches and throwing overhand rights and letting him land those and just being slow. Yeah, not savvy enough, I think, is what he needs to work on.
Yeah. Obviously, these two know each other very well. They're actually friends, and the story goes apparently inspiring Dave Allen used to piece up Johnny Fisher. So this was, yeah, as you said, I think a coming of age for Johnny Fisher was the right place to put it. Let's talk about the robbery talk now, because it was a close fight. And a lot of people, I think they're saying robbery based on the fact that they felt strongly for Dave Allen winning that fight, given the fact that he was an underdog. And in general, Dave Allen is a very, very, I think he's seen as quite a likable character outside the boxing, right? People like him a lot. His persona, he's quite transparent in, the world of boxing and whatnot. So he has fans. So the fact that he performed very, very well when he wasn't tipped to perform well, I think maybe enamored the crowd and enamored the people watching. Hence why for them, they felt strongly outraged that he didn't get the decision. And they're probably seeing it as a case of typical, the more fancied fighter, the more politically connected fighter got the decision. Which is probably true, Flowz, which is probably true.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately, that's boxing. That happens all the time. That is boxing. If Dave Allen was the hot matchroom prospect, he probably would have got that decision. It is what it is. Johnny Fisher's the hot matchroom prospect, he got it. But it wasn't it was a split decision. So I think that's, one judge had it for Dave Allen, the other two had it for Johnny Fisher. It was one of those fights. I think I might have given it a draw, to be honest. But if you give it to 1 by 1 round or the other by 1 round, no complaints there. It was just a super close fight. And I think people were just rooting for Dave Allen. We saw his reaction as well. He thought he got it and he thought he'd done enough. And maybe he had, but yeah, it is what it is. I think run it back, though. Run it back.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, sure. I think that's the easiest way. Run it back.
Yeah. Just run it back. Yeah.
Yeah. No robbery, but I can see why Dave Allen and his side are upset.
Yeah.
Because from the 5th round,
anytime they landed a big shot,
yeah,
my man's legs went.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Johnny Fisher didn't recover, and every shot was hurting him, wobbling him. But shout out to Johnny Fisher because I gave him that 12th round. That 12th round, I think.
And even though he was hurt, Flowz, every time he was still fighting back.
Yeah.
Not going, somehow stayed up and was still throwing back and landing his own big shots, kind of.
Yeah.
And it's just
Dave Allen was knackered. He was knackered.
Shattered, mate.
So he kind of gave it away himself. He could have.
Yeah, if he had better conditioning, he could have pressed on to win that fight, I think.
Could have stopped Fisher if he had better conditioning. So look, run it back, and Johnny Fisher on you to do it more convincingly. Dave Allen on you to show that he's not ready at all. That you're still more experienced than you.
Well said.
So yeah, run it back.
Yeah.
Super entertaining, and people would. Yeah, it's even bigger now if they run it back.
Yeah,
it's even bigger.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well said. Cool. Yeah, man. I think that I didn't really see the rest of the undercard. It didn't really interest me, to be honest. So nothing there really. Was really there for the main event, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, a nice way to end the year. Cracking main event fight to sink our teeth into. It's been a good year for boxing, man. It's been an interesting year. Obviously, we will touch upon that more in our, yearly roundup episode. But I think for now, Flowz, we can leave 227 there. So yeah, listeners, I want to obviously wish you guys a Merry Christmas. If you celebrate it, make sure we're wishing you a Merry Christmas. And you shall see us very, very soon. But this has been episode 227 of the Strap SZN Podcast. Once again, I'm your boy Cam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, guys, you know where to find us on the socials. Peace.
I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.